Are you listening me? Okay, right. So today topic is fertilization. In humans, fertilization events I am going to explain today. So for the first, one should understand that the definition of fertilization, right? See, from the female, ovum will be produced after the puberty. Every month one ovum will be released. That ovum also considered as egg. That ovum also considered as secondary oocyte. Clear? Next, from the male, after puberty, sperms will be produced, male gametes, and the female mature gamete, nothing but secondary oocyte, and male mature gamete, sperm, together fused. That is called fertilization. This is an important event where we are talking about today. Then after that, post-fertilization changes takes place, then it will be called embryogenesis. Tomorrow, next topic, embryogenesis. So what is fertilization? Simply, fertilization is an event in which male and female gametes are fusing together and formed diploid zygote. So human fertilization is the union of human egg. Egg means here secondary oocyte. Secondary oocyte and sperm, male gamete, occurring in an ampulla. Ampulla is the place where fertilization takes place. Ampulla is a part of fallopian tube. The process of fertilization involves sperm fusing with the ovum, and this is also called syngamy. This is also called syngamy. Sync, fusing gametes. Clear? It is also called syngamy. So human fertilization is also called anisogamy. Anisogamy. Why? Because ovum is a large and sperm is a small. Large non-motile gamete fused with the motile small gamete is called anisogamy. Whereas if both the gametes are same, isogamy. Human fertilization is a type of anisogamy. Human fertilization is also called syngamy. Let us see some consequences here. The most common sequences begin with the ejaculation. Ejaculation means here sperm should be ejaculated from the male during copulation. Next follow with the ovulation and finishes with the fertilization. So very first event here is ejaculation. So that releasing of sperms is also called insemination. Insemination leads to fertilization. Fertilization. Okay, but here all inseminations are not fertilizations. Let me write that statement. All inseminations. Just a moment. Sir. Sorry for the interruption. An important part I have to attend to that. So I said that all inseminations are not fertilizations. All inseminations are not fertilizations. Why? See, insemination means what? Releasing of sperm. Releasing of sperm. Why at the time of releasing of sperm, ovum should be available. Ovum should be available. If ovum is available, then sperm come and enter, the fertilization takes place. Ovum and sperm both should be simultaneously travel within given time of nothing but 24 hours. Then only fertilization takes place. Sperm enter, ovum is not available, no fertilization. Ovum is available, sperm is not enter, no fertilization. So what I am telling, sperm and ovum simultaneously be there at the ampulla, then only fertilization takes place. So that all inseminations are not fertilizations. Insemination means just injection of sperms into the female reproductive tract through the vagina. That's why vagina is called copulatory canal. Clear? Let us see the steps involved in the fertilization. First step, if you see, that is insemination. Insemination means what? The sperms which are entered through the vagina during copulation. During copulation, it is also called coitus. It is also called coitus. Right? This is coitus. Right? During coitus, the sperms are entered through vagina. This is vagina. Okay? And that's why vagina is called copulatory canal. Once sperms are entered, they travel through the cervix and reach to the uterus. But here, when the sperm is traveling through the vagina, cervix and uterus, sperms will have some obstacles. Let us see what are the obstacles of the sperms. Obstacles for the sperms. Let us see. First one. Acidic vaginal secretions. Acidic vaginal secretions means when sperms are entering through vagina, generally at vagina, greater vestibular glands are present just beside the vaginal opening. That time what happens in the vaginal opening, when sperms are entering, due to the acidic nature, some sperms will die. So what are suppose 200 to 300 billion of sperms are entering to the vagina, almost 50% of sperms are going to die in the acidic secretion. So that it is an obstacle. Clear? Acidic vaginal secretions. Acidic vaginal secretions kill sperms. Kill sperms. So that almost 50% of sperms will be reduced at vagina. By acidic secretions. This is the one obstacle. Second obstacle, narrow cervix. I already told you at the point of cervix, I explained this. As the channel of the cervix is narrow, this is the vagina and this is the uterus. But narrow cervix filter other sperms. So almost 10 to 20% again rest of sperms also will be filtered. And third one is thickness of uterus. Thickness of uterus prevents the motility of the sperm. When sperm overcome the problem of vaginal secretion, the sperm numbers will be less. Later, few sperms will enter the cervix. Because of the narrow cervix, only at once few sperms only can travel. Though will reach fertilization center nothing but ampulla faster than others. I am not telling that cervix is killing the sperms. Cervix allow the route for few sperms only. Next, thickness of the sperms and thickness of the uterus reduces the sperm motility, so that sperms who are having a less speed will not be reach the ampulla fertilization center in time. Okay, then these are the obstacles. After all these obstacles, the sperms will enter uterine cavity and sperm may travel right side or left side. We don't know. This is suppose if it is the right side and this is the left side. Both the sides ovaries are present. Both the sides ovulation takes place. If the sperm, suppose if the secondary oocyte is there at this ampulla station, but few sperms are traveled this side, but they cannot find the secondary oocyte there. So all these sperms are misguided. Then their sperms will be filtered again. See how many places the sperms will be filtered. 200 to 300 billion of sperms are entering. Then only one sperm is fusing with the secondary oocyte, means n number of obstacles are there in that. That misguiding is also one. Later, 100 numbers of sperms will enter. Then they comes to the fertilization center called ampulla. That time, if ovum is available or secondary oocyte is available or also called egg is available, then fertilization takes place. Understand? So the second step is swarm around the eggs. Means if this is the egg, around the egg, so many sperms will come, then fertilization process will be begin. So second step. Third one, head of the sperm enters. This is the third one. Let us discuss this one. See here, fertilization occurs when sperm fuses with the female act during the intercourse. Intercourse also called copulation. And further forms egg that gets implanted uterus for the female, that is secondary. So these all are the obstacles. As said, in fertilization, what happened? Many sperms, okay? Many sperms has come. Many sperms reached near egg. This is what. But only one sperm fuses. Only one sperm fuses. This is called monospermy. This condition is called monospermy. What is monospermy conditions? Even though thousands, millions of sperms are entering to the female reproductive tract, only one sperm allows for fertilization. The condition is called monospermy. Understand? Human fertilization is also type of monospermy. It is checked for polyspermy. Let us see all these events. So the sperm, how the sperm will enter, let us see. Just a moment. If you observe that the sperm enters see, if you observe here, you can clearly understand that first sperm has come. But around the egg, how many layers are there? One should understand that. So, layers around the egg, I will explain. This is secondary oocyte, nothing but the nucleus of the secondary oocyte. Around the secondary oocyte, then ooplasm is present. This is ooplasm. Understand? And around the ooplasm, there will be a egg membrane that is called zona pellucida. Very important. What is this? This is called zona pellucida. Is the egg membrane. Egg membrane. Okay. Then around this, there will be a space again. The place is called perivitelline space. Perivitelline space. In the perivitelline space, primary polar body is present. This is the secondary polar body. Okay. Next, around that there will be a membrane called corona radiata. But this corona radiata have cells. This is corona radiata. Understand? This is egg membrane, and this is the perivitelline space and zona pellucida, and this is the corona radiata. Corona radiata. Corona radiata. It is also another membrane around the egg. Apart from the corona radiata, there will be some foam-like structures are present. This is called cumulus oophorus. This is what called cumulus oophoricus. It is non-cellular, which is non-cellular. Means for the egg, very first, for the sperm, very first layer is corona radiata. It has to cleave. Later, zona pellucida. When zona pellucida touch, fertilization events will be started. It's a very, very important. Understand? So this is the egg membrane. This is the egg membrane. This is also called oolemma. Oolemma. And this point is zona pellucida. So interior to exterior, first one is oolemma. Second one is zona pellucida. Third one is corona radiata. Fourth one is cumulus oophoricus. All these four are present. A sperm wants to travel. First, it has to cleave the cumulus oophoricus. It is very easy. Next, corona radiata. Next, zona pellucida. Next, ova membrane. Then it will be zygote. Understand? These are the layers around the ovum. So, if you understand, see guys, this is what zona pellucida, and this is egg membrane, and this is ooplasm, and this is oolemma, and this is zona pellucida, and this is cumulus oophoricus, sorry, corona radiata, and this is cumulus oophoricus. And this small place is called, perivitelline space. These are the areas around the egg. Here secondary oocyte is present. Secondary oocyte which is arrested in metaphase 2 of meiosis 2. Understand? So when many sperms comes closer, the sperm which swims very faster than others reach the cumulus oophoricus first. Cumulus oophoricus is non-cellular, so no problem. No need to release any enzyme to break it. Then corona radiata. When sperm comes to this is the corona radiata. This is the structure of the sperm. This is the head, and here the nucleus is present, isn't it? And this is the neck region. Whereas here acrosome is present. What is this? Acrosome. Acrosome consists of complex of enzymes. There will be 3 enzymes are present. Okay. Number 1, corona radiata penetrase. Number 2 is Acrogenase, nothing but Zona pellucida penetrans. Zona pellucida penetrans. Third one is hyaluronidase. Hyaluronidase. So second one, and this is third. So acrosome have a enzymes, complexes. The first one, second one, third one, like this. So when sperm closer to the ovum, you can observe here. When sperm closer to the ovum, in the first case, you just observe. In the first case, what happened? Sperm's closer. Next, sperm touch the corona radiata. Sperm, when corona radiata touches, corona radiata penetrase enzyme will be released by the sperm. Then that enzyme cleaves, break the corona radiata, so that way will be formed for entry of sperm. So acrosome is nothing but a modified Golgi complex which helps in fertilization. How? By releasing enzymes. Corona radiata penetrase enzyme will be released first, then corona radiata will be broken up, then sperm head enters and touch the zona pellucida. When zona pellucida appear, then second part of enzymes will be released, that is called acrogenase or zona pellucida cleavage. Then that ovum membrane is also broken up. Then the third one is oolemma. When sperm, this is the C, second stage, third stage, fourth stage. When sperm touch, this is the main stage. Then when head comes to touch the zona pellucida, then major event takes place. Then that is when sperm head touch the oolemma, instantly secondary oocyte become ooted and become ovum. Okay, secondary oocyte, when sperm touch the ovum, nothing but a membrane of the oolemma, then secondary oocyte instantly mature, means meiosis 2 will be completed. What will be completed? Meiosis, meiotic 2 division will be completed, which is arrested in secondary oocyte. It will be completed, ooted and ovum will be formed. That ovum is also haploid and sperm is also haploid. These two become diploid zygote. Formation of zygote is the significance of fertilization. See here what happens. Another time, deeply I am explaining. A sperm in the first stage, it enters the space, and second stage, it touches the corona radiata. Then corona radiata penetrase enzyme will be released by the acrosome part of sperm. Then third one, when sperm penetrates into the zona pellucida and zona pellucida is also broken up, then sperm head is protruded and touch the ovum membrane. When sperm touch the ovum membrane, then inside calcium ions, listen carefully, calcium ions present inside the egg mobilize so many granules, they are called cortical granules. These cortical granules generally present in different places, like this they are present, but all are coming inner side of the membrane and gives rigidity to the membrane, so that will be the check for second sperm entry. That is why only one sperm is fusing, not another sperm. I repeat, once the sperm touch the ovum membrane, two things will happen. That I will explain. Once sperm touch the oolemma, this is the secondary oocyte. This is oolemma. When sperm touch the oolemma by crossing the corona radiata and zona pellucida, this is also over, this is also over. When sperm head touch the ovum membrane, then two things will be occurred. One, secondary oocyte completes its meiotic division 2 and becomes ooted, which is also haploid. It is also haploid. This is the first change. Second change is cortical granules comes near the oolemma and check for another sperm. See, once the first sperm, there will be no notification of the number of sperm. The sperm which is swims very speed and reach the first, then that is what involved in the fertilization. Once it is touch the ovum membrane, two things will happen. Thing one, here is secondary oocyte become ootic, and thing two is cortical granules, because of the calcium ions. Calcium ions very important for the fertilization. Deficiency of calcium in female fertilizations fail. It leads to infertility also. So calcium ions are so important. Because of the calcium ions, all cortical granules are, before that they are scatteredly arranged. Once secondary oocyte become ooted, all these cortical granules are coming near to the ovum membrane inside. You can see in this picture. See, this is cortical granule. This is cortical granule. This is cortical granule. All these cortical granules are coming inside. Before meeting the sperm, they will not give it. Once the sperm which very speed and meets the ovum membrane first, then cortical granules will come, make the ovum membrane very strong, that the strong ovum membrane will not allow second sperm to enter. Only once cortical granules reactions takes place, not second time. That is why it is check for polyspermy. Cortical granules formation is a check for polyspermy. That I will write here. So check for polyspermy. Polyspermy. Understand? Many sperms will not fuse. Only one sperm is fused in human fertilization. That is why it is called monospermy. Then what is polyspermy? Many sperms are prevented to enter because of the cortical reactions. Cortical reactions are happened because of ooted formation. Ooted is formed because of first sperm. First sperm is entered. I hope you understand. Now, let us see. So, in the fourth step, what happened? Cortical granules reactions takes place. In fifth step, completely the nucleus of the sperm will go. See, the nucleus of the sperm will go. This is the nucleus of secondary oocyte and this is the nucleus of sperm. Both will fuse. This is also haploid. This is also haploid. That I will explain in the another picture. That is called karyogamy. So, what is karyogamy? Karyogamy. First, what happened? Syngamy happened. Syngamy is equal to fusion of gametes. Fusion of gametes. So, small motile male gamete and large non-motile female gamete, which is also haploid, fuse. Gametes are fusing. That is why it is called syngamy. Once the syngamy is completed, next one is karyogamy. Karyogamy means what? If this is the head of the sperm, from the head of the sperm, nucleus is entered to the ovum. Here, this nucleus is ooted nucleus. This is nucleus of egg, and this is nucleus of sperm. Both are called pronucleus. They are called pronucleus. This is also called pronucleus. These two pronucleuses further fused one with another, so that n plus n will form, that is equal to 2n, zygote. So formation of zygote is called fertilization. Suppose if this is the egg which consists of a n. Egg is always X type chromosome, whereas sperms are two types. This sperm is X type and this sperm is Y type. Means totally we have 46 chromosomes in the individual. Total number of chromosomes are 46 chromosomes. Nothing but 23 pair. 23 pair is equal to 22 plus X or 22 plus Y in case of male. Whereas in case of female, always 22 plus X or 22 plus X. Ovums are same type, sperms are two different types. So this is what 22 plus X sperm. This is what 22 plus Y sperm. If this sperm is fused, then both the nucleus gives 22 plus X plus 22 plus, this is also always 22 plus X na, ovum X, that is equal to 44 plus XX. 44 plus XX means that is female. Whereas if this sperm is fused, then 22 plus Y plus 22 plus X, that is equal to 44 plus XY. When XY is there, that is called male. Means sex will be determined at the time of fertilization is the conclusion. Okay. In humans, sex means either male or female, will be determined at the time of fertilization. At the time of fertilization. So important. Later it will be developed and the primary and secondary sex organs will be formed in the fetus. Then by ultrascopy will be decided whether the growing fetus is male or female visually. But chromosomal determination takes place at the time of fertilization only, which is important. Understand? So karyogamy means what? Fusion of nucleus. Syngamy means what? Fusion of gametes. This is fusion of gametes. So karyogamy is followed by syngamy. Syngamy is followed by karyogamy. Understand? Now come back to the main picture. So this is the last step. In last step, what happened? Nucleus is released into the ooplasm. I repeat all the steps. First, many sperms comes closer to the ovum, but one sperm will touch the oo membrane. Oo membrane touch ಮಾಡಿದ the sperm will participate in the fertilization. The sperm who touch the oo membrane will participate in the fertilization. If many sperms are touching the coronary radiata, they never will participate. Because of the first sperm meet, cortical granule reactions takes place. Because of the cortical granule reactions, check for polyspermy. No other sperms will enter. Understand? I will write all the steps involved in the fertilization clear. It helps in your notes. Events in the fertilization. So heading events. Fertilization. First, insemination. Second, ovulation. Then after that, insemination, after that, conduction of sperm. There also capacitation takes place. Very important. Capacitation is what? Around the sperm, some fatty layers are there. These fatty layers are removed by the secretions of uterus. Means sperm speed will be increased in the female reproductive tract by some secretions. That is called capacitation. Capacitation occurred in female reproductive tract. Then ovulation after. Ovum should be conducted. Ovum, nothing but egg or secondary oocyte, ampulla. Then next step, is Monospermy, nothing but zona pellucida. Spawn touch the zona pellucida. Okay. So write the steps. I'll tell you. The step one is insemination. Step 2 is ovulation, insemination from male and ovulation from female. Step 3 is fusion of gametes called syngamy. Step 4 is karyogamy. Step 5 is zygote formation. All these are happening at the place of ampulla only. That's why ampulla is called fertilization center. What is the significance of fertilization? What is the significance of fertilization? Zygote formation and gaining of chromosomes number diploidity. And suppose so many people have a doubt like if human sperm other than human sperm, any other animal sperm enter female reproductive tract, does it fertilize and gives egg and other animal body can develop? No, impossible. Why? Because listen carefully. Human sperm have anti-fertilizing chemical. Fertilizing chemical will be there on the egg surface. Write it down. Fertilizing is a chemical substance present in the surface of ovum membrane that released and go and attach it to the sperm surface where anti-fertilizing is present. Fertilizing is present with ovum, anti-fertilizing is present with sperm. Those two are species specific. Human is a species in that fertilizing is react with only human anti-fertilizing. If any other animal sperm enter, that anti-fertilizing cannot be combined with this. So that it is called compatibility. Human ovum and human sperm only can fertilize. Human ovum cannot fertilize with any other sperm. Like that, human sperm cannot fertilize with any other ovum because of fertilizing anti-fertilizing reactions. Fertilizing is a chemical present on ovum membrane, egg membrane or matured egg secondary oocyte membrane. Anti-fertilizing is a chemical present on sperm. Both should be species specific. Both chemicals are in the same species will be fused, other species will not be fused. Clear? So you can stop the class and I will upload the notes in a couple of minutes in the group. Okay? All the best and well, assignment, just do your best for assignment. Soon we are going to start the offline classes. Okay? Get ready. And all these classes will not be repeated. Be careful while writing the notes. Thank you. All the best.